The Obama administration is out of touch with Main Street Americans when it comes to energy and gas prices, but the American people are saying not so fast.
They understand that we've got the resources here in America, and under the Chairman Hastings' leadership, we've passed numerous pieces of legislation out of the Natural Resources Committee, and they've passed the United States House of Representatives. They now reside in the abyss known as the United States Senate under Senator Harry Reid.
Well, that's no surprise. I mean, the House is controlled by Republicans, the Senate by Democrats, and there's not a lot of legislation that passes both houses right now.
But I think any objective observer would look at what the president said today in the Rose Garden on this and conclude, as I did, that this is truly staggering cynicism. Number one, when he was in the Senate, Obama supported the subsidies he's denouncing today, and when our own Ed Henry asked Jay Carney about that, Carney had no answer. He was looking for a hole to hide in. Second, the Congressional Research Office in March of 2011 show that if you remove the subsidies, if it has any effect whatsoever on gas prices, it will be to increase them, and the president is pretending he's trying to lower gas prices. Lastly, it is a trivial effect. If you collected this subsidy, this tax from the oil companies for the next 100 years, it wouldn't cover 4 months of deficit spending under this administration. And here he is in the Rose Garden standing up and saying again and again, as he has before, I'm for all of the above, all kinds of sources of energy. This is 3 days after the EPA issued a regulation, which was overlooked in all the Supreme Court stuff about Obamacare, issued a regulation which means the end of the building of any new coal-fired plant in America ever. It's the end of the coal industry in time as the old plants age. Millions out of work, the coal industry will shut down in time, raising electricity rates and really destroying a great natural resource America has. But of course, if you're Obama, who needs coal, you know what we have? Algae.
All right.
You know, when I was asked earlier about the issue of coal, you know, under my plan of a cap and trade system, electricity rates would necessarily skyrocket. Even, you know, regardless of what I say about whether coal is good or bad, because I'm capping greenhouse gases, coal-powered plants, you know, natural gas, you name whatever the plants were, whatever the industry was, they would have to retrofit their operations. That will cost money. They will pass that money on to consumers.
Then we are going to be having power plants have to figure out how they're going to reduce their carbon, because they'll have to pay penalties if they exceed the cap. And that means that they're going to have to change how their power plants operate. And that means, in turn, that they'll have to make investments that they will try to pass on to consumers and could result in higher electricity prices. We also have to make sure that you know, that people are making good decisions about cars. And they're free to, you know, people are free to buy a Suburban if you want that gets 8 miles a gallon. But we can't subsidize to make sure that you are able to fill up your Suburban tank at a really cheap rate, because that's not the trajectory of oil prices worldwide.